They say valuations are more of an art than a science, more so when you're talking about valuing art. Did you know that in your income tax return in India, if your total income is over 50 lakhs, you need to disclose the value of the archaeological finds, art, and paintings in your ITR in the assets and liabilities schedule. Now, this disclosure, of course, has to be done at cost price. But what economic metrics or principles really determine the value of art in the market? You'd have heard of how art pieces are selling for millions. Know that less than 1% of the art actually determines 80% of the selling price of art across the world. Most of this contribution is by US, UK, and China. So, how are these values of art pieces determined? Theoretically speaking, galleries will tell you that it's a game of demand and supply. So, for a lot of these artists who've already passed away and are no longer present, such as Picasso or Da Vinci, the pieces, of course, have so much more value because of their rarity. They'll also tell you that quality of the painting, the size of the painting, the density of the paint, if there are any cracks on it, the authenticity of the signature, plus where all this painting has been in the past, with what kind of collector, what is the genre of the painting, then what is the emotions you can really attach to the painting that determine the value. But quite honestly, financially speaking, it's a very manipulated market determined by the repute of the galleries, the repute of the artist, the repute of the buyer, and the repute of the dealer. All of it is quite opaque to determine and manipulated by people right at the top who can really control and artificially inflate this market. So, if you today, as a young buyer, want to go to a gallery and sell your art, a normal gallery which even accepts your artwork will tell you that depending on the size, we can define a range between, say, $10 to about $50 per square inch will be the value of your artwork, depending on, of course, what other kind of artists that the gallery houses and at what price their art goes. For a new artist, it's so much more difficult. You must also know that this artificial inflation of value is the reason why a lot of buyers use this to launder cash money across the world. Know that you would have heard of art exhibitions and auctions, but most art is sold very privately by these galleries and their prices are not even disclosed publicly. So, depending on the customer who's coming to buy and the repute of the customer, they choose to change and inflate the price depending on the willingness to pay. Also, a lot of these art collectors go to auctions to bid high prices because there's a possibility they already have art of the same artist back at home in their collection. So if they bid for a higher price here and drive up the prices, it increases the total value of their collection back home. Across the world, it's also seen that the rich tend to donate some art to galleries by getting a certificate of valuation which is inflated so that they can get a tax deduction. It works very similarly to collecting luxury watches. So if you're aware of the market of Rolexes and Patek Philippe's, and if you've ever been to a Rolex boutique, you'd know that they have a waiting list. They'll put you on a waiting list and they'll tell you only limited pieces come through the year and we will call you when it's time for you. However, those people get to jump the queue who have a good relationship with the dealer. Plus, after you've bought a Rolex and you would to probably download an app such as Chrono 24 to examine what is the price of that piece, you would realize that in the secondary market, you would be fetching a higher price than what you've paid to the dealer for the same piece. That's because Rolex is limiting supply and artificially increasing the rarity value of this, so to say, collector's item. What do you think about artwork? I'm not an expert. This is basis my research, basis what I figured out about this scene and valuations of art. But of course, if you have any interesting insights, leave them in the comments. Thank you, and share it with someone who may need it.